Hey YouTube, Tim here, or Cubic. Just bringing you a little video. This is going to be a review of the ShenShou 5x5. My first impressions of this cube when it first came out of the box was that it just turned very smooth, and I didn't feel like I needed to tension it at all, and it just turned like that. I haven't changed anything to it. I haven't lubricated it at all. I haven't changed the tensions. It just turns so nicely out of the box. I haven't had anything to do with it. I've changed the stickers on it because the stickers that originally come on it were very dull. So I got some Cube Split stickers. It's a half bright set. So you got your fluorescent orange, fluorescent green, and fluorescent yellow, and standard red, white, and blue. So let's get into it. First, the turning of this cube. Yeah, as I say, when I first got it, it was so smooth and everything. It feels like when I'm solving, I can just flow, and I'm starting to get a bit more accurate with it. And when I'm like in the 3x3 stages, when I'm performing algorithms, it's starting to get less locky and a bit faster. I haven't really warmed up yet, so this is going to be pretty terrible. Corner cutting on this cube is about 1 QB on the good sort of. Sometimes. No, it doesn't seem to like that. Not this much. Not too far off the QB. Sometimes it'll cut more. About this much. It's about here. Not too bad. Reverse corner cutting on this cube is pretty much non-existent. You get a tiny bit, but no, not really. Because there's no like rounded internals or anything. That's one of the modifications that can be made to this cube, but without it, it doesn't reverse corner cut at all. Although reverse corner cutting isn't really needed on a cube such as the 5x5, anything really bigger than a 4x4 doesn't really need to reverse corner cut very much, because a lot of the time you're going to be solving is going to be doing middle slices while you're doing your edge pairing and things like that. It's not until you get to a lot of the 3x3 stages where you're going to need to be able to doing reverse corner cutting, things like that, the sort of stuff that you've been normally doing in a 3x3 solve. For a size comparison, I have here the Ghosthand 5x5 and the YJ pillowed. These are just the only two other 5x5s that I have with me. For the Ghosthand, it's a tiny bit smaller. Let me show you. You can see there. And for the YJ, it's going to be quite hard to compare if it's a pillowed cube, but the YJ is quite about the same. Compared to the other two, I find that this Ghosthand is a very fast cube and it cuts pretty well, but it's just so locky and so unstable that it feels like at any time it's going to pop, and it just pops so often that I barely ever solve with it. And I like this pillowed cube. It feels nice in my hands, but obviously it's not competition legal, and I couldn't find any like half bright sticker sets for it or anything, which I'd obviously want to be using, because I hate these dull stickers which you get, and it's just, you can often just barely be able to tell apart the green and blue and orange and red, and I just like on this cube, there's no way you're ever not going to see that at all. It's just so obvious. To compare the turning between the cubes, I think that the Ghosthand is probably the fastest, and then you've got the ShenShou and the YJ, I think it is. I don't know if I've been saying QJ or YJ, but this turns horribly. I don't like how fast it turns and how uncontrollable it is and things, but ShenShou is definitely what it just feels like it's my best 5x5, and it's the one that I prefer to solve the most, and I love solving it all the time. I've been getting quite a lot into this at the moment, because before I don't know, I never really got into 5x5 that much, and it's more of a 3x3 solver, but I also got the 6x6 with this, which I will put a review up for that as well soon. But I found that I just prefer the 5x5 so much because you have to mess around with centres, and it just seems so much easier. Like 7x7, 5x5 and 3x3 love the most rather than 6x6. I've also got the 8x8 in ShenShou, which I'll be putting another review up for that as well. As mods go, I don't really think this cube needs a modification, but I've seen quite a few people's videos where they've done mods, and I know Crazy Bad Cuber and Felix and people like that have done mods, and he's just set his world record on a modified one with the round down. I think it is this section, so it looks more like on the Zanchi or something like that, where you've got this rounded section in here, where the pieces can reverse corner cut more, and you'll obviously lock up less. But so I may perform that mod on this at some point, but for now I think it's easily good enough, and I don't really need to, because I mean the corner cutting is good enough that you'll barely lock up with this cube if you get your accuracy to how it should be, really. I've also seen the barrel mod, which Crazy Bad Cuber has done on this cube, and I'm definitely interested in doing more mods like that. The limitation I've got with modifications like that is I do not have a Dremel at all, which is obviously a very necessary component unless you want to be sanding down the whole cube and by hand, which would take a very, very long time. So I've done a few modifications already, which I will put videos up on. But I think I need to get a Dremel and get some epoxy sculpt, and then I will start doing proper modifications. And I'm definitely going to try out the 5x5 barrel, and if that goes well, I'll do the 4x4, 6x6, things like that. But it's just finding the money to buy all these things and buy more cubes and things like that. But I'm definitely interested in. I love doing modifications, and as soon as I get a Dremel, you'll be seeing a lot more modifications on this channel. Okay, so that's about it for the ShenShou 5x5. I think that it's definitely a brilliant cube, and everyone should go out and get one if you do not already have a 5x5. If you have a V cube, then maybe it's not to your taste, but I've never really solved a V cube 5. I've played around with a V cube 6 and absolutely hated it, but apart from that, this is sort of this and the other 5x5s that I've shown you are sort of my only 5x5s that I've had and the ones that I've solved. And this is definitely my favourite. It's just, it turns so smoothly, and it feels so stable. When you're turning this cube, you can turn it as fast as you can, and it just never feels like it's going to pop. I haven't popped it yet. I may loosen the tensions on it a bit, just because I lock up on it every now and then, and just try out sort of different tensions and see what it's like on it. But so far, I haven't really felt the need to. It's just such a good cube. I love solving with it, and I'm not very fast on the bigger cubes like 5x5 and stuff, but I do love solving them and have a lot of fun with them. So yeah, definitely recommend buying this cube. I hope you enjoyed the review. Thanks for watching the video. Please leave a comment with any sort of advice you want to give me, or things you want to see in future videos and things like that. I'd also very appreciate it if you wanted to like and subscribe. I'll be releasing as much content as I can really in the near future. I'm quite busy at college, but I'll be putting up as many videos as I have the time to do. Thanks so much, guys. See you later.